What's up, YouTube? SupaSecretAgent back at you with some more Total War Warhammer. I've got a really cool 2v2 for you. I was playing quite a few 2v2s with this same group of guys, and we just decided to do all-out crazy funs and just kind of choose the best armies we could, with everything pretty much at our disposal for the most part. So I am over here, and I am playing as Bretonnia. I'm taking King Luan Leoncoeur along with 4 Grail Knights, so that's pretty fun. Got a lineup of men-at-arms with polearms, and I just brought a couple peasant bowmen. Over here I've got let's see, how many do I have? I have 4 Pegasus Knights. I brought 2 paladins to support them. My teammate is going to be the dwarves. Now they brought a couple grudge throwers, cannon, sorry. Some infantry. They got longbeards, iron breakers. Gotta love iron breakers. I love their blasting charges. Always so cool when they use them. He's got a gyro bomber, pretty fun, and some thunderers as well. Does he have any quarrelers? Yes, he does have a quarreler. Over here on the right, which I actually didn't see this right away, one of our Beastmen opponents has decided to bring some Ungrim herd, and he has hidden them in the forest over here. So we'll see how that goes later on. Getting back over here to their main line, he's got 4 Bestigor herds. That's a great pick against the dwarves. Because of their armor piercing damage, and every single dwarven unit has armor except for slayers, I believe. He brought Kazrak, the One-Eye, Brave Shaman of Death, like, let's see, 4 Cygors, and 3 Minotaurs with great weapons. Now the vampire player decided to bring a couple Blood Knights, Vargeists. Looks like he brought the Devils of Schwarzhofen as well. Some zombies, skeleton warriors, Graveguard with great weapons in the back. Some crypt horrors, the Banshee, Claw of Nagash, of course, and Manfred von Karstein on a dragon. So let's get the battle started here. Alright, so the Cygors are going to open up, they're going to fire out, and they're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage if left unchecked. The Cygors are fairly accurate, and when they do hit, they do quite a bit of damage. Are they armor piercing? Yes, they are armor piercing, so again, great against dwarves. Right over here, he's going to fire at my Pegasus Knights, and I'm sort of okay with this. Right there, he lands a really good hit. But for the most part, he's probably not going to hit them too much, so I'm just going to leave them there and just continue to let him fire. I'd rather not have him fire on my men-at-arms with polearms. I need them to hold out as well as possible. So I'm just going to wait and kind of move these guys around the flanks and wait for them to move their army over there to engage us. And then I'm going to try and swoop in on their Cygors and maybe take out their Vargeists as well. So over here, he's going to spring his little trap of the Ungrim herd. Now if Ungrim herd were a better unit, this might have worked out better. And if they had more support, over here these Bestigor herd are taking quite a bit of damage from the Dwarven artillery. Manfred's going to come in, probably going to try and do a Spirit Leech on something. The Minotaurs with great weapons are going to come in. And what he should have done is he should be sending these Minotaurs with great weapons at the dwarves to support the Bestigor herd. But he's going to attack my... Let's see here. What does he end up doing? I think he kind of hits these men-arms with polearms right here. He must have just hit an attack order and they're just going to move in. But as you can see here, they're going to get stopped by the polearms, who will do fairly well. Got some blasting charges coming in. A little bit of friendly fire, but these aren't really my key units. As you can see, The Minotaurs are just gonna plow over this unit of men-at-arms and polearms. They're gonna follow him in though. Now the Beastmen were just destroyed on their attack. It doesn't look like the Ironbreakers did too well either though. But the Dwarves still have a lot more healthy units. They're gonna start firing in with the Quarrelers and their other skirmishers as well. Over here, our engagement has begun as well. He's going to rout a bunch of my men-at-arms and polearms. So that's not too good to have right away. Over here, my goon squad's going to get in a fight with Manfred and his Vargeists. And they'll do pretty well in this fight. So I'm not too... I'm kind of glad he engaged me over here. Especially since I have the Paladins to keep these guys on the field longer. I'm going to send in Lua and Leoncoeur to go after Manfred here. Over here I'm going to send in my Grail Knights. I think they'll do pretty well. They do have magical attacks, so that will help to do a little bit of extra damage against this, against the Vampire Counts. I think that magical attacks do help quite a bit against the Vampire Counts. I'm not sure if they you know, take away health in the same way that fire damage does, where they can't replenish it, but it's still, I still think that they'll do well if I leave them in this fight, so I'm going to do that. Over here, we're going to do pretty well against these skeleton warriors. They probably will ultimately win that fight, since they're the Königstein Stalkers, or what, yeah, got that right. Over here, Thorgrim is getting into a fight with the Sternsmen, who are moving in to assist the Beastmen. Looks like these Ungor herd are actually still around. They're going to get into these skirmishers, so that's a good move on their part, but they're going to send in, the Dwarves are going to send in some Longbeards to get right back at them. Right here you can see my charge coming in. We're going to surround the Vampire Counts now. I'm going to free up these men-at-arms and polearms. Do a quick charge on these units as well, and they'll start to crumble. Back here, he still has some Blood Knights though, and they're gonna do a brutal rear. Oh, maybe not. Sorry, I don't quite remember what happened in this battle. This is an older one. What they should be doing is they should be going straight in at my Grail Knights. It looks like they will. And they'll do quite well against the Grail Knights, but we've got some men-at-arms and polearms in there as well, so that'll help them. As you can see, men-at-arms and polearms are going to rout, and so are these Grail Knights. These ones are going to stay in. I'm going to pull out this one, and maybe do another charge, but all of his units are starting to crumble quite a bit. Now over here, we did defeat their goon squad, and I also believe we took down Manfred. You can see his dragon over here. Yeah, we're going to focus on the Cygors now. They're actually going to do some decent damage to my Pegasus Knights, and they're not going to be easy to take down per se. You can see the power bar is starting to go into our favor. These Blood Knights are going to be key for the vampires if they want to make a comeback. But over here, I've got the magical attacks. What the magical attacks will do really well against is ethereal units like this Banshee. So I'm really glad I brought the Grail Knights to be able to fight the Banshee. Because as you can see, get this on here, the Banshee has physical resistance of 80%. So 80% of the damage that a standard unit will do against a Banshee will be negated immediately. Over here we're just finishing up some Crypt Horrors. The Dwarf player is going to fire in with some Great Cannons, so that'll help out a bunch. These Blood Knights, looks like they attacked some of the Dwarven units, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit too little too late. As you can see, these units are starting to rout over here, but the vampires are still crumbling, some of them over here. You still have the Cloud Nagash though. Back here, my men-at-arms and polearms are actually going to defeat these Blood Knights, it looks like, surprisingly. He's going to continue chasing off my units, but I have my flying goon squad moving in. And at this point, they're just going to admit defeat. And that will be a victory for our team. That was a really fun one. I had a lot of fun with these guys that night. We played a bunch of them. Maybe I'll show you guys a couple more. But yeah, anyway, I will be back at you guys with another video. Probably going to be a campaign video tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to teach you a little bit about the dwarves and tell you how I had a lot of success with them on very hard. So yeah, this is SupaSecretAgent signing out.